Now addressing the American people, presidential candidate J.R. Tarskyn.
My friends, no one can deny that our country is facing hardships. No one can ignore the troubles that lay ahead, and no one can tell you truthfully that the current appearance is not grim or discouraging. However, one thing can be said: we need change. Change in government alone will not eliminate the hardships of the present and the future, nor will they encourage such. The careerists in Washington must be reminded that the legislation alone will not cure mankind's ailments. These artificial remedies in the form of legislation alone will not cause change, unless the heart of mankind changes with it. The laws that we make alone do not represent us. It is our reaction to these laws and to each other that fully and truly represents us as a people and as a nation. Government cannot change the heart of its people, nor should it attempt to, but it can encourage change. Government should encourage proper behavior and discourage improper behavior. The goals of the careerists are quite apparent and may be accurately described as their own wants. They want to raise taxes so that they may raise their salaries. They want to strip you of your firearms so that they may give defensive and offensive advantage to themselves. They want to expand the federal government so that they may invite their friends and fellow narcissists to join them. And lastly, they want to divide us by race, by beliefs, and by behavior, so that they may keep us distracted and ignorant of their wants and goals. The goals of my administration are best described as the wants of the collective and undivided people of America. I want the people to work less for the government and more for themselves. I want the people to give less into the government's rights and bear their own rights. I want to shrink the federal government and expand individual prosperity. And lastly, I want the people not to be divided, but united, so that we may end domestic squabbles, allowing us all to work towards our individual goals unimpeded. I will briefly outline the steps that an administration under my leadership would take to ensure legislative and social change. I will discuss these points in depth individually in the future. My administration supports legal immigration, with reforms carried out in coordination with recent immigrants and Border Patrol agencies. Illegal immigration will be discouraged and legal immigration encouraged, allowing anyone immigrating to this country in search of a better life to receive its full benefits. My administration supports pro-gun laws that encourage legal firearm ownership and use. This includes changing the laws so that an 18-year-old cannot legally obtain and own an assault rifle, but may instead legally own a handgun for self-defense should he or she need it. The encouragement of self-protection arms and discouragement of military assault arms will greatly assist police and prevent mass shootings. My administration supports a woman's choice to have an abortion, or any other private matter. My administration does not support repeated abortions by one individual, nor do we encourage partial birth abortions. A woman must live with the decisions she makes, but we must encourage smart decisions that consider the well-being of the mother and the child. My administration supports education that is dictated by local culture and ethnicity, so long as it reaches certain federal standards. This means that the local government would have greater control over education methods and funds, with the federal government setting standards of education, allowing broader and more efficient education without setting unrealistic or unfavorable standards. Lastly, my administration supports healthcare plans that would allow individuals to decide what best suits their needs and will most likely protect their well-being. Obamacare has not delivered what all people need to live healthy, worry-free lives. The American people will prevail, prosper, and find peace regardless of their choice in administration. One goal separates my administration from the other candidates. That goal is to ensure that Americans will prevail, will prosper, and find peace unhindered by government and unhindered by social squabbles.